I'm Neil, and I'm the teacher.
And I'm Sean, and I'm the deal maker.
Together,
we're the Rise Guys.
A brokerage bought an office building. Their surveyor found the leasable square footage was 5% smaller than what they paid for. Today, I am showing you exactly how that happens and how to protect your clients from the same mistake. Let me open with a story that captures exactly what is at stake with measurement accuracy. A brokerage firm purchased an office building. After closing, they hired a surveyor to verify the leasable square footage. The surveyor came back and told them the building was 5% smaller than what was on papers. 5% sounds minor, but on a multi-unit commercial asset, that gap changes the entire revenue picture. The brokerage paid for leasable space that did not exist. And here's the part that should make every agent sit up straight. This is not a freak accident. It is what happens when measurement standards are misunderstood or ignored. Today, we are going to understand exactly why this happens and how you prevent it for your clients. So why does this standard exist? Before the residential measurement standard arrived in Alberta, every brokerage had its own approach to calculating size. That created chaos. Buyers comparing two homes on the same street were comparing apples to oranges because each listing was measured differently. Those inconsistencies led to exactly the kind of financial discrepancy I opened with. A buyer who paid for square footage that was not really there. The residential measurement standard replaces all of that. It is a principle-based mandate that applies to residential properties up to 4 units, and it gives the entire industry one consistent methodology. What this creates is an apples to apples comparison of actual usable space. That is what it was designed to do. Once you know the standard exists, you need to know what actually qualifies. The space must meet both criteria to count, and the first, it must be entirely above grade. If it drops below the exterior ground level at any point, it is out. The second, minimum ceiling height of 7 feet or 2.13 meters. Drop below that, and the space does not qualify. Now, what about the tricky edge cases? Bay windows, bow windows, extensions. To include them in the measurement, they need a walkable floor and a minimum 5-foot ceiling height, which is 1.52 meters. A bay window with a built-in bench. That bench is storage, not floor space, and it gets excluded. These are precisely the kinds of details RECA targets in enforcement reviews, because agents who get them wrong typically do so consistently. The measurement method depends on how the structure is built. For detached properties like a standalone house, you measure the exterior at the foundation level. That sounds simple, but here's a trap that catches agents regularly. Do not reach for the condo plan as a shortcut. The condo plan is not the measurement area. Condo plans include wall thicknesses, balconies, and parking stalls, all of which the residential measurement standard excludes. For attached properties like a townhome or semi-detached, you measure from the interior paint surface at floor level. And when the exterior foundation is inaccessible, you extrapolate. Measure the door or window jamb, a jamb of 6 inches or smaller points to standard 2x4 wood frame construction. You apply the standard construction thickness to your interior measurement to get the exterior equivalent. Every step matters because an error at any of those steps is how you end up with that 5% discrepancy. So what happens when you get it wrong? RECA uses a right touch approach to discipline. At the lowest end, a minor error made in good faith might earn you an advisory note, a quiet signal that you missed something. That stays low profile, but move up the severity scale and you are looking at letters of reprimand and administrative penalties. Get to the highest level, repeated or intentional violations, and you face a formal hearing panel. The 2 most common measurement infractions: first, failing to maintain a proper measurement diagram. Second, incorrectly including a below grade area in the total. Both end up on your license record. And here's the thing about how RECA approaches this. They are not hunting for bad people. They are hunting for sloppy habits. Intent and diligence are the variables that decide how hard the response is. Consistent sloppiness looks like deliberate misconduct. Let me leave you with the one idea that ties this all together. Precision is your protection. That 5% gap from my opening was not just a financial problem for the brokerage, it was a professional failure. And that is the exact class of failure that RECA takes seriously. So here is your practice. Every time you measure, do it yourself. Do not hand that responsibility off to a condo plan or an old listing sheet. Before you even start the measurement, check these. Is the space above grade? And does it meet the minimum ceiling height? Both of those checks will protect you from the most common infractions. And when you are done, keep the diagram, not in your head, in a file. Your measurement diagram is not administrative overhead. In a RECA review, it is the document that shows your diligence. Get this right, and you never become that brokerage. That is the show for this week. I will see you in the next one. New webinar summary every week. Subscribe so you never miss one.